Have you ever noticed how Meghan Markle's story seems to play out like a royal déjà vu? It's almost as if history has found its favorite script and decided to hit replay. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, once told the world she wanted peace, privacy, and purpose after stepping away from royal life. But now, the cameras are rolling again, and the spotlight she claimed to reject seems brighter than ever. Recently, Meghan was seen attending Kris Jenner's extravagant 70th birthday party, an event hosted by none other than Jeff Bezos at his lavish Beverly Hills mansion. The guest list read like a Hollywood who's who: Oprah, Kim Kardashian, Mariah Carey, and right there among them, Meghan and Prince Harry. For someone who once insisted she craved a quiet, private life, this doesn't exactly scream low profile, does it? In fact, it feels like the complete opposite. Reports are now circulating that Meghan might soon return to acting, this time appearing as herself in an upcoming movie called Close Personal Friends. And that's where the irony gets hard to ignore. The woman who once said royal life felt like being trapped in a role is now stepping back into Hollywood to play herself. Royal experts are already drawing comparisons between Meghan and another familiar royal name, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York. Both women married into royalty. Both had complicated relationships with the press. And both, after falling out of favor with the palace, found themselves turning their royal titles into personal brands. Sarah, Fergie, Ferguson became famous for transforming scandal into strategy, book deals, talk shows, endorsements, even appearing as herself on the hit show Friends. What began as an effort to stay relevant quickly turned into a cautionary tale about fame, money, and reputation. Her post-royal career was a mix of comebacks and controversies, from debt scandals to awkward infomercials and, most notoriously, the cash for access sting where she was caught offering introductions to Prince Andrew for a hefty price. It was the ultimate lesson in how quickly credibility can crumble when authenticity fades. Now, critics say Meghan may be walking down that same glittering yet dangerous road. When she and Harry left royal duties in 2020, the narrative was clear: they were choosing independence, privacy, and service over the constant pressure of public life. But fast forward to today, and that image looks very different. We've seen the high-profile Oprah interview that rocked the monarchy, the Netflix docuseries that aired the royal family's dirty laundry, the short-lived podcast, and now the relaunch of her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. If this is what a quiet life looks like, then the definition of private might need a rewrite. Let's be real, Meghan knows how to command attention. Every move she makes seems calculated for impact. And whether it's her Netflix projects, magazine interviews, or carefully curated public appearances, she's never far from the headlines. The problem is, every time she speaks about authenticity and integrity, her actions seem to tell a different story. One moment she's promoting mindfulness and simplicity, the next, she's photographed mingling with Hollywood's most powerful names at the most public events imaginable. That kind of contradiction doesn't go unnoticed, especially in a world that thrives on celebrity scrutiny. The Meghan-Fergie comparison doesn't stop at the press headlines. Both women used Oprah as their platform for redemption. Both built careers based on the royal connection they claimed to have outgrown. And both have faced public backlash for the same reason, saying one thing while doing another. For Sarah Ferguson, the cycle became predictable: interview, scandal, apology. Reinvention, repeat. For Meghan, that pattern seems to be forming all over again. Except now, the stakes are higher, and the audience is global. Even their personal dynamics echo each other. Sarah leaned heavily on Prince Andrew long after their divorce, using their shared royal history to stay relevant. Meghan's connection to Prince Harry plays a similar role. Without that royal tie, she's just another Hollywood name trying to stand out in a sea of influencers and entrepreneurs. Independence, it seems, only goes so far when your brand depends on the crown you left behind. The real question is, what drives this constant need for attention? Is it ambition, insecurity, or simply the reality of modern celebrity culture, where staying out of the spotlight can feel like professional suicide? Meghan often talks about controlling her own narrative, but that control seems to come at the cost of credibility. Because the truth is, you can't claim to hate the game while playing it better than anyone else. Take the recent Beverly Hills party again. Reports suggest Meghan and Harry weren't even officially invited. If that's true, showing up at one of the most photographed events in Hollywood isn't a coincidence, it's strategy. It's about visibility. It's about reminding the world that they're still part of the conversation. And when you think about it, that's what this entire saga is about: staying relevant. Just like Sarah Ferguson did 3 decades earlier. But history has a funny way of repeating itself. Fergie was adored for her charm, then mocked for her missteps. Her fame burned bright, then faded fast, leaving behind a trail of cautionary lessons about what happens when the performance never ends. Meghan might want to take note, because fame built on controversy is fame that rarely lasts. Audiences move on, tabloids find new targets, and public sympathy eventually runs dry. So, as Meghan steps back into Hollywood, the question isn't whether she'll succeed, it's whether she'll learn from the past. Can she redefine herself without clinging to the royal connection? Can she finally step out of the endless cycle of interviews, reinventions, and contradictions? Or will she, like Fergie before her, become a symbol of what happens when the desire to be seen outweighs the desire to be sincere? Because at the heart of it all lies a truth that neither woman has been able to escape: you can't outshine the crown when your light depends entirely on its reflection. Both Sarah and Meghan sought freedom, but neither could truly let go of the fame that came with their titles. They crave admiration but resent the scrutiny that comes with it. They talk about authenticity, yet their actions often seem staged for applause. And that's why their stories feel less like personal journeys and more like sequels in a royal soap opera: different casts, same script, same ending. So what do you think? Is Meghan Markle genuinely carving her own path, or is she simply following the same royal playbook that Sarah Ferguson wrote decades ago? Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe for more royal breakdowns and behind-the-scenes analysis, and as always, thank you for watching.